What is good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch news video that I have here for you guys. So today we've got some okay information for you in addition to a brand new game announcement for the Nintendo Switch. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So GameStop will be having 2 Nintendo Switch bundles released on May 5th, 2017. Okay, so these bundles are going to be for $499.99, and they include either a gray or neon colored Joy-Con Nintendo Switch bundle. They're calling it the Nintendo Switch Gray or Neon Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bundle, and it includes, of course, the system. It includes the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on cartridge. It includes the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild expansion pass digital download, so you get the DLC that's $20. You get that all included in there. In addition to that, you get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on there, and you also get a SanDisk Ultra 128GB micro SD XC UHS-1 card with an adapter on there. So it's a micro SD, then you can plug it into a regular SD card, so you can put that into your PC or other devices, MacBook, whatever you want to do in order to help with data or transfer, whatever the case is, or copy backup. So this bundle is actually really interesting because I do think that a lot of people are going to bite on this one. The last bundle that they had, I think, was some type of digital bundle where it included like snipper clips and some of the other titles. It's like, I'm not sure if people are going to bite on that one, but this one is probably going to be somewhat popular, although I would really like for them just to put out the system normally and put the stock. But like I've said before, they are going to try to gouge Nintendo Switch consumers out there because the system is popular. A lot of people want it. It's pretty much a device that you can play anywhere that you want, and trust me, it comes in handy. Today, I was actually playing it when I took my fiance to the dentist office, and that was the fastest 45 minutes in my life. I was playing Legend of Zelda, and it went by super fast. And it's even going to go by faster with stuff like Mario Kart 8, to where you can race, you can tether it to your phone and play online, Splatoon. There's going to be so much stuff, so I can see why they're doing this. I don't agree with it, but hey, these bundles are available for you to buy if you want to. They're $500. You can get in either color, and they will ship on May 5th, 2017. You can add it to your cart right at this point. But once again, you do have to pay for your own shipping, even though you're spending $500 at GameStop. So GameStop is obviously hoarding stock and doing these bundles in order to make more money off of consumers. But if you do want it, I will have links to both of them in the description below to where you can check them out. You can have the gray or you can have the neon, and they're both bundled with all the stuff that I said. The only difference is the colors of the Joy-Con. So moving on to the next article here, we do have some more pre-ordering news, and a better place that I would say to pre-order would be Best Buy. And you can actually check out the yellow Joy-Con and battery pack. They're available at Best Buy right at this point, to where you can pre-order them. You can pick up that Best Buy Gamers Club card because it actually really is good, especially if you're planning on buying all the different games that are coming to the Nintendo Switch this year. You live in the US, you have Best Buy close to you or near driving distance, heck, or even if you do it online, it's good. That card is going to be really helpful for you, and you can pick up these Joy-Cons that are available for pre-order and the battery pack. The Joy-Cons already last for 20 hours each, though. I'm not really sure why Nintendo needed to have an extra battery pack, but hey, maybe just for that extended play. I'm not really sure. Maybe some games like ARMS actually drain the battery a little bit more than usual, because we really haven't had any real intensive motion control games at this point. 1-2 Switch really isn't that bad, and Just Dance is like, I'm not sure if anybody even played that, and that game is really just a basic motion control. With this is actually really precise motion controls with everything that they're doing with the Joy-Con, so maybe that's the reason why they decided they need this battery pack, because the 20 hours might not hold up as well in this type of game, ARMS. So that's why I'm thinking that they're doing this. That's just a wild guess that I'm taking, not really sure, but hey, these yellow Joy-Cons are cool, and this gives us hope, because then we're probably going to get some Splatoon Joy-Cons, probably going to get some special edition Joy-Cons down the line, with maybe even different button configurations or stuff like that. Who knows? Nintendo can really do anything with this system. It really is a very dynamic system into what you can do with upgrading the dock, not with the dock, mini version of the system itself. There's all sorts of stuff they can do. So I'm interested in seeing what they do next, and if you want to pre-order these Joy-Cons, these yellow ones, you can do so. That'll be in the link in the description below. Alright, and moving on, we do have another round of Nintendo Switch maintenance planned for tonight. So Nintendo has added in yet another period of maintenance for the Nintendo Switch. Certain network services on the system, such as online play and rankings, may be affected. Here's the schedule as follows for tonight: 5 p.m. PT to 7 p.m. PT, 8 p.m. ET to 10 p.m. ET, 1 a.m. in the UK to 3 a.m. in Europe, 2 a.m. in Europe to 4 a.m. in Europe. So that's the schedule there. If you're planning on doing some stuff at that point, you might not have access to it. So this is really interesting because I actually found out the hard way with this with Persona on the PS4. Now this isn't obviously Nintendo news here, but I was trying to play Persona and I guess it was going through maintenance or something like that. I couldn't connect online, and I actually didn't have the licenses to the DLC on my system, so it wouldn't let me play Persona because there was maintenance on PSN. So I actually raised out at one point, but then I calmed down, looked online and see what I actually had to do, and all I had to do was activate my PS4 as my primary one, but you needed an internet connection to do that, and my internet connection actually went out. So I guess it was a combination of maintenance and my own internet connection going out, because I'm not 100% sure if there was even maintenance on the server, but I guess that happens to some people, at least that's what I read, that when there's maintenance on the server for PSN, you might not be able to access some of your games. Like Persona wouldn't let me play the game at all. It was saying you don't have access to this. So it was interesting, but all I needed to do was activate my PS4 as my primary. So I actually had to tether my smartphone to my PS4 as far as online goes, just so I can get that done. But once I activated as my primary, everything was all good. Didn't need an online connection there. So this online maintenance and server stuff is really important for all the different companies, even to the point where you wouldn't be able to access some of your stuff. But once again, Nintendo doesn't really do that with the Nintendo Switch, but you never know, maybe in the future they could, especially when more DLC is dropping on the system. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this maintenance here. Are you guys planning on playing any games tonight? And let's see how much it's affected at all. Now, moving on to the last article here, we do have a new game, Ira, confirmed for the Nintendo Switch. So, Or Creative began to show interest in bringing Ira to Nintendo Switch this February. Today, the indie developer officially announced that it is happening. A simple but effective message from the official Ira Twitter page reads, "It's official. We are now Nindies and Ira is coming to the Nintendo Switch." Ira is a point-and-click adventure game in which players explore alien landscapes, relive past events, and watch as the nature of reality becomes porous and untrustworthy. It's planned for release at some point this year on the Nintendo Switch. So what's really cool as far as past events and point-and-click adventures, I'm not really big into them, but I'm really big into actual history of stuff. One of the coolest things about Persona 5, and I always find a way to bring this game up, but Persona 5 actually has a lot of different characters as far as the shadows or the demons that you use. Those characters are based on a lot of mythological creatures and history as far as from worldwide. So you have all sorts of stuff, like for example, you have kings and queens of ancient Egyptian times, like Anubis and things like that. So it's really interesting just to see how video games play with history. I'm a big fan of history. History is actually my favorite subject. A little bit of inside information for you guys. I think I got like 150% in my history class, like when I was in college. I was like super history buff. But it is another game, another Nindies confirmed for the Nintendo Switch, and this is definitely good. You want as many games as possible, as many people to come on as possible to entice more people to get on. But of course, Nintendo Switch has to build their audience, has to build a fan base. Nintendo has to sell the system with their first party content first, and looks like they're doing a good job with that. We've got Mario Kart 8 coming out in a couple weeks here. Yeah, next week. Actually, next week it will be here. Mario Kart 8 will already be here. Seems like the Switch just launched, so we're gonna get Mario Kart 8 next week, and then we have a bunch of third-party titles coming out in May. So good stuff. Hopefully more indies come on board and more major publishers come on board when it comes to Western development as well. And of course, while I'm editing this video and producing it, there was news that broke out that Nintendo just released a firmware update on the Nintendo Switch. So Nintendo firmware update version 2.2.0 is live at this point. You can go and download it. According to everything that we know, it's really just a general system stability improvements to enhance the user's experience. There weren't any additional notes, and unfortunately, the update doesn't seem to add any new features, and most likely consists of the security updates and the stability fixes. We did hear about Nintendo's HackerOne program that they were doing last week or so, so I'm pretty sure Nintendo added some updates based on their results from who they paid as far as what those hackers were able to give them as far as information goes. So it looks like it's more of a security and stability thing in order to make the system more stable while you're playing. But yeah, once Nintendo gets going with that stability, it's a gravy train. It just keeps going and going and going. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you Ninja for the next video. Peace!